Hey everyone, and welcome to the Golesh team. I'm Lydia Golesh. Thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about what everyone has been asking. How is the real estate market? Real estate is one of the few things that changes all the time. One day we're facing one scenario and the next day we wake up and it's a whole nother animal. I'm talking wild animals, exotic animals, exotic animals. If we sat down a month ago, we'd be having a completely different story to tell. So let's take a snapshot. This time last year, in about the span of a week, we had 31,000 showings. And this time this year, we only have about 14,000. That's about a 56% decrease in showings. First off, we have to remember that people have literally been ordered to stay at home unless they're doing essential business. Now, thankfully, real estate is in fact considered essential business. But in general, with a stay-at-home order, there's less traffic on the roads, there's just less things that are outside the home that are being done, and home showings is certainly one of them. In this case, we're seeing threefold on the market side. The first part is that more buyers are taking the time sitting on their couches looking at homes. So second fold, they're looking through photos more intentionally, not so many quick swipes. And then the third piece is agents, like myself, are allowing our sellers to advance their marketing plans. So things like 3D virtual tours are becoming a lot more common. In this way, a buyer can walk through the home in their home instead of going to a showing, which really allows a buyer to be much more serious when they do go out and schedule a showing, because they put a lot of time and thought into which homes they wish to see. A lot of buyers right now, taking that time into account, doing a lot of research on the front end, are only scheduling maybe 2 or 3 house showings instead of 7. And so if we go back to our first number of 56% lower this year than last year, just on this alone, that makes a lot of sense. One of our sellers' most recent success stories was that they had just 2 days worth of showings once they hit the market. From there, over a dozen showings were booked, so a dozen buyers got to see the home, and we had, from those 12 showings, about 40% of those buyers went ahead and submitted an offer. Now, normally, we would say that about 4 to 8% of the buyers that go ahead and see the home submit an offer. So the fact that right now we're at 40% really goes to show that even though the total volume is down, the buyers and the sellers that are currently on the market are very serious. I also want to add at this point that all of our agents that are entering the houses, the sellers that are allowing and facilitating the showings, as well as the buyers that are shopping, are following all the rules provided by the CDC and the state. We're taking a lot of precautious measures, and we've also involved our real estate attorneys to make sure we're doing what's best for our customers and clients. It goes without saying that some buyers right now aren't purchasing homes. Some have lost their jobs and don't have the ability to, and perhaps the same thing goes for a lot of our sellers out there, which again relates to why the market is slow right now. Prior to this pandemic, we saw unemployment rates at an all-time low, and now we see more than 10 million Americans without jobs. This economic shift is certainly impacting the housing market. Another reason we're experiencing this abnormally slow spring is because some people right now simply don't need to purchase. Some of my clients are simply waiting for the right home, and depending on their circumstances, this could take a little bit of time. Another scenario I'm seeing is that people want to make sure that in the next 30 to 60 days, they're financially secure within their family and their home before they make that next step. And I'd say another final reason is that some people were anticipating of taking money out of the stock market to put down for their down payment. And obviously we know that right now that's not the best idea. As always, our real estate market is still very client specific. And so that's why I'd recommend having a conversation so that we can go ahead and weigh out all your options, see the pros and the cons, and really work to create a concrete yet simple plan that works for you so you can know what your future holds. As the A-team proudly said, I love it when a plan comes together. Thanks, Mr. T. The market is slow, but it's not dead. And just like the rest of our lives, it feels, well, a little odd. Regardless, we're really excited and thankful to work with all of our amazing clients And we have some special features that we'll be bringing you as well, which normally we might not have had the opportunity to do. So keep your eyes peeled out for that. So is the market going to crash? Well, I've made sure to spend the last few weeks talking with my firm, real estate attorneys, our local and state Realtor Association boards, lenders, title companies, and some of the top agents in the state. And there's a resounding no. No, we won't be experiencing a market crash, but here's what it could look like and why. After 2008, a lot of rules and regulations came into play that weren't existing before. This made sure that you as a home buyer were even more protected and your asset, your home, was an even greater investment. I'll add to that and say that in 2008, there were 2 million new builds built within that last year, and a lot of them sat on the market for a very long time. So right now, we only have about 1 million that were built in the last year, and inventory in general, especially on existing homes, is very low. With this, we reflect back to 2008 and we see there was a huge surplus in homes, and we certainly aren't there today. So, what does the remainder of 2020 look like? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, but what we do anticipate is that once the virus has peaked and passed, we'll see an even busier end of the year. So late summer and even into the fall prior to elections, we're going to see a big boom in sales and purchases for what we didn't see this past spring. So if you're interested in an upcoming sale this year, it would be helpful right now to start those steps to get your home ready for the market as well as your life ready for your upcoming move. Feel free to message, call, or text me so I can provide you a pre-list packet so you have all the tips and line items of the things that you can do now while you're probably spending more time at home that can help prepare you for later. If you're considering a purchase, it'd be great to start the conversation now because then when the market does return, you can be on the front end of it and you won't get caught in multiple offer situations. Again, the conversations I'm having with our local, state, and national professionals are that this is just a storm that we're weathering, and at the end of the rainbow, there'll be lots of sunshine. So don't get caught up in your thoughts, unless of course it's all sunshine and rainbows. This is something that too shall pass. I'm so excited to be able to help you, your friends, family, coworkers, or neighbors in this season or next. As always, I'm Lydia Golesh with the Golesh team at American Home Agents,